discussion. Our conversations on Thursday, as I always say, we focus on the economy. And today we have the chief economist of the country, if I would say so. I am speaking to the permanent secretary and secretary to the Treasury, Mr. Ramadan Gobi, who is here with us to let us know, is the economy economing, or there is still quite a lot to do? Where are the challenges? Where are the wins that we've been able to receive? And especially with the expenditure that is going on, with the election financing that is currently on, are we going to be as stable? Is government watching and seeing how we can be able to deal with this? Mr. Ramadan, a very good morning to you and a pleasure having you on the Morning Breeze.
Always a pleasure to see you.
Pleasure
and,
too.
To come here and to talk about what else?
The economy, definitely. Yes. What is the current performance? Where are we? What is shifting? What is still being challenged? Generally, the outlook as is today.
Yes, thank you. The numbers, the key numbers are still very good.
Okay.
I think the last time I was here, I told you that we were targeting to have growth which is above 6%. We turned in 6.3%. From 6.1% the previous year, and this is one of the highest growth rates in the region and in the world. We are now back to the pre-COVID levels of growth, and we are projecting even to grow much faster in the coming fiscal year, about between 6.5 and 7%. The growth is very broad-based. It's coming in from agriculture, it's coming in from manufacturing, it's coming in from services. So it's across board. And we are also looking at inflation itself. We have kept the inflation under control.
Okay.
Even at a time when we are in elections, and usually, as you know, with election cycles, sometimes prices tend to rise because there is too much money chasing a few goods as politicians go for election financing. But we are seeing very good outlook in terms of the inflation itself. At 3.4% now, we expect it actually to keep within the target this year. And it's one of the lowest inflation rates in the region, again. Then you look at also the currency itself. The shilling is stable and actually appreciating. It's gaining strength against the dollar. But also other major currencies, driven by mainly exports. We have seen export receipts of coffee, export receipts of gold, export receipts of fast-moving goods, manufactured goods, but also we've seen services coming in strongly to bring in receipts. The total export receipt we have received is about $13.4 billion.
For which period?
For the fiscal year 20 up to the end of June.
Okay.
Those are the numbers we have in the outturn. And we are also seeing that we are diversifying these exports. We are no longer relying on a few agricultural exports. We have 31 new products which have come in. And these new products are helping Uganda to remain resilient, that even if, for example, one export is affected, say coffee,
will stay.
I always say this, in 1999, coffee was contributing 2/3 of our export receipts. And yet it was little money. It was about $400 million. Today, when coffee is contributing $2.2 billion of our export receipts, it's now less than 20% of our export receipts. So that shows you that we are doing well in a diversification, and that is why the shilling is strengthening. Of course, don't forget also the foreign direct investment inflows. Oil and gas has helped us to attract more FDI, but also FDI in other sectors, in construction, in industry, in manufacturing, in services, especially IT and so on. We have seen FDI receipts growing to about $3.7 billion. Now, these are the kind of inflows that are supporting the shilling to get strong. And now it's the most stable currency in Africa. Not just this year, for an extended period now of about 5 or so years, it has been relatively stable. Then also Ugandans who are working abroad, they are sending in money. The remittances have grown, tourism has recovered. Those, for example, who are sending in remittances are bringing in about $1.6 billion last year. That's what they brought. Tourism brought in about $1.5 billion. It has also recovered. And now it's one of our anchor sectors we are going to target going forward, because we have potential. Our modelers are showing us that we have potential to receive about $50 billion from tourism alone if we did the right things, and that's what we are going to be trying to do in the next 5 years.
All right, you talked about the performance, which is definitely looking very, very positive, and you talked about tourism, which is part of the ATMs in the tenfold growth strategy, but we're also running NDP4 as it just did start, and at that you as government took on the approach of the program-based approach and not just the project-based. How is that working out? Because some of the challenges that had come through or that were being mentioned is that whereas government is looking at a program-based approach, for example, institutions like Parliament still have sector committees. So you bring a program budget, then it is split across the sectors. How are you performing along the program-based approach?
It's been a journey. It's been a marathon, and it's going to be so, because transitioning first institutions and then policies and programs is not something you can do in 1 year. But we are progressing well. Now, for the first time, we are having a plan that has been developed through the program-based approach, and everybody is happy with this plan, both Ugandans and non-Ugandans. I've been in audiences where we meet people from different parts of the world, prospective investors and so on, and they tell us, your plan is very clear. There they say, we give you credit for coming up with that clarity, especially the way we have anchored it on the tenfold growth strategy. But coming home, as you are saying, that there are still those lingering kind of challenges in terms of getting the whole of government to fine-tune our structures, our institutions, our frameworks. We are working with the Parliament, first of all, to also reform that, to ensure that the legal process of getting the budget done is not distorted, because the executive is preparing the budget using a program. And then when we take it to Parliament, they sit in a sector working groups, those sector committees. So they are still frozen in the sector-wide approaches, which we used to use prior to 2020. So we are working with Parliament. The good thing, they have also realized this, and they are saying we should work together, so that when we take this budget, they don't again split them. For example, I'll give you an example of the Human Capital Development Program. When we budget, education, health, water for human consumption are put in one program called the Human Capital Development. But then when they reach Parliament, they put them in Education Committee, Health Committee, and now these ones start to say, give us more money for this priority. Those are education now. Where is the money supposed to come from? By deducting some money from health.
And yet health also needs more money.
Health needs more money. But also, even if actually they don't need more money, you can't educate Ugandans well when they don't have good health care programs, when the children are ill, when they are not well fed, the nutrition is not good. So that's why we are saying, let us develop a human being holistically. And we are going to work on that and change, especially at that level of appropriation, such that but already Parliament has been very helpful. Much as they sit in those sector committees, they listen to us. Eventually.